Howdy folks, Dr. here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and today we're going to do a free flight. So let's jump into the world map. I'm going to start this from the world map instead of the flight, and that's because I actually practiced this flight before I recorded, and I was going to use the ATC to tell me where to go with the approach and everything, and it gave me an approach that I couldn't find in the FMS. So I had to wing it, so to speak. So I'm actually going to plan the approach now on this screen and see if that makes any difference, which is why we're starting on this screen. Also, if I have my quiet voice, is because I'm trying to be quiet. It's late at night and this is a long flight. It said 1 hour and 20 minutes on the planning screen, but it took me 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I don't understand what was wrong. So it's going to be a long flight, so it's a late night, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here we go. Cessna Citation Longitude, my favorite non-GA airplane. And what are we doing? If you didn't notice the title, we're going from Bahrain to Jeddah, because a few weeks ago, Flight Simulator Formula 1 was in Bahrain, and then they went to Jeddah. So we're going to take that flight. I know I'm a few weeks behind, but I've been busy. So Bahrain, if you want to know where why do I keep saying flight sim? If you want to know where the Formula 1 track is, it's down here. Oh, it's right here, look. You can see it in the GP on the satellite imagery. There's a Formula 1 track. There is an airport right next to it, but we're not going to start there. Actually, you know what? We could, couldn't we? I was going to start at the big airport, but you know what? Let's start at the one next to the track. All right, already a change of plans. There's GA. I guess we could start GA because we're just like a bigger business jet. We're not at... let's start here in the gates. Let's choose this one. Departure. The wind is 125 degrees, and so we'll probably taxi right here to start. So good choice. And we're going to arrive all the way in Jeddah, which is also by the Formula 1 track. If you've noticed, every Formula 1 related flight we've done in the past season or whatever, the airports are always by the tracks. Pretty much always by the tracks. So for Jeddah, the racetrack is this area. It goes along here and not this far, I don't think. I think it's back here where these curves are. I think this is the racetrack because it's a street circuit. But it's like right here. So again, right by the airport. So we'll select the airport is our arrival. There we go. Now we're going to do high altitude. Alright, so we're going to do what departure? We're going to do direct for the departure. Yeah, just because they all go crazy. So we're going to do the direct for the departure. For the arrival, like I said, we're going to choose it this time. That's this green part here. Okay, they did choose one for us. Okay, but we're going to see about that. So 320 degrees for the wind. So we want to land one of these runways, either 34 left, center, or right. Because 320 take away the 0, 32 to 34 is the closest, right? Way closer than 16. So, what approach? Let's see, arrival. Let's zoom this out a little bit and let's go through these and see. Okay, not that one. I think maybe that was the best one that they had. That doesn't give us very much space to make this turn, though. Ooh, here we go. We can do RNAV, 34 right. That's better. If we did ILS, yeah, it's going to be the same. It should be. Which one should we do? Should we do an RNAV today? Let's do... Oh, I like them both. Let's just do an RNAV. There we go. And that approach, yeah, that should give us, will that give us enough space to make that arc? Yeah, it's just an arc. I think it's a 16 DME arc. So let's use that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Okay. We'll use, real world weather and traffic, but I will adjust the time perhaps. None of this is right. This is not my time. This is not local time. I don't know what this is. But anyway, but we're not going to do the group thing, or we're not going to do the real life players. So there we go. It says hour and 36. I don't believe it. Yeah. Why does it say 3 hours for this track? 772, but only an hour and 36 for 725. Do you see that? It's weird. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we'll use this one. Although this one seems pretty cool too, though. Let's use this one. Why not? Alright, let's get going. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is jump outside and take the drone out for a walk and just look around at what it looks like. So this is looking to the east because there's the ocean. And the Formula 1 track is right there. There's the Formula 1 track. I guess we can go over there super quickly, right? Why not? I mean, we're here. Let me make the drone really fast. You kind of have to go all the way down and then all the way up. And then it should be fast. There we go. I mean, might as well have a look at it. This is already going to be a long video. So what's adding another couple minutes? Isn't that cool to see? That's really cool. I mean, it's just satellite imagery with some AutoGen, which are putting like hotels for the paddock. Here's the paddock, like a warehouse. But that's okay. This isn't a Formula 1 simulator. I don't know what's going on here. But that's pretty cool. Bahrain, it says. Actually, as I record this, it's Australia weekend. So I'll be staying up well past midnight in my time zone. If I want to, I can watch Formula 3, Formula 2, and Formula 1 this weekend with my FTV1 Pro subscription. So I told my wife I'm hogging the TV Friday, Saturday night. Because it starts at like 6 something p.m. for Formula 3. Formula 2, both have sprint races. Formula 1 is qualifying in a race. So tomorrow night I will be staying up almost as late as I am tonight. So 3 nights in a row past midnight. Oh boy, no wonder I'm so tired all the time. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you while we're here. We'll see Qatar from the air quite easily as we get going. And I know that because of my practice flight. And we'll see Kuwait quite easily in the distance. So we'll see some cool stuff here as we get in the air. Anyway, let's hop inside and let's get started, shall we? Cold and dark. Oh yeah, I reset my preset for my flight position because I was too close and it was annoying. So this is better at least. Anywho, oh yeah, the Garmin. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. All right, so parking brake should be set, and let's pull that back up down there. Yes, it is. External power on. First we gotta do is hide the yoke. External power is available, so there we go. Tail flood seatbelts. This is new. Those dings. That is brand new for this update. So those of you who don't know, oh yeah, this annoys me. It starts so bright. Those of you who don't know, this is one of the deluxe aircraft or the premium aircraft, and it wasn't much premium about it until the avionics update. And now this has a full redesign. And the Garmin and everything, it's super detailed now. I actually spent a lot of time during my practice flight. It was a long flight. I spent both of the hours or whatever just digging through everything and playing through everything. And it's overwhelming, but it's not too bad. We're not going to utilize even half of it in this flight. Maybe in the future, as I fly this more, we will utilize more. But remember, I've been flying this plane as one of my favorites for 2 years with very basic stuff. So having to relearn everything is a lot, but I can do it. It just, in this flight, is, I mean, we'll do some things. We'll implement a few things, but yeah, it's like fully functional like the real thing now. So there's a lot you can do that we're not going to do. So I just want to make everybody aware that I am aware. No, we're not going to do like a full FMS thing. I've done that in the past in other planes and other simulators. It's okay. You know, you set the FMS, you hit go, and you just let the plane fly. And this plane, it won't, I don't think it'll auto, I mean, all the planes in the simulator will auto land in air quotes, which means smack you into the ground with autopilot. But technically, most of them don't auto land. I don't think this one does in real life or not. I can't remember. I know that other people on YouTube say this one won't auto land. They call it ground pound if you try to use autopilot to land. But anyway, enough of that. Emergency light arm, that's up here. There we go. Panel and flood, I just adjusted those. Fuel and passengers, now you're supposed to do through the FMS. I can't remember how to do it. There, weight and fuel, yeah, here it is. So here you can do stuff like this, you know, all set empty weight. You know, you can do all this stuff if you want to. Let's just do it a little bit. I don't know what our crew is and all of our stuff. Let's just say 550, is that right? I don't know. Payload, you can do, we've got what? If this is business configuration, maybe we got 12 passengers today. The weight per person, not 2 passengers. Those say passengers. Wait, what? Passengers 2. I can't do. I don't understand why it just lets me have 2 passengers. Okay, plus their cargo. I don't know, they're bringing stuff for a week or 2. Why doesn't it let me do 2 passengers? I'm obviously misunderstanding something. I don't know. Fob sync. There we go. Fuel on board sync. Okay. Landing. I don't know what we're going to have. But anyway, you get the idea, right? You can do all that stuff now, which is normal stuff, but you can finally do it. Batteries on. That's over here. Oh, yeah, and a lot of the startup changed, too. I'll talk through it as we go. I had to adjust my checklist quite a bit. Oh, you can also do stuff like this. You can do, like, all the things you have to do, right? Like, it tells you everything. You know, tells you what you need to do to start up. You just follow the flow chart, and if you understand diagrams, you can know, you know, with APU and stuff, you can tell what to do, blah, blah, blah. And all these things that I don't use, but you can if you want to. So it's all here now. This is just crazy what he can do. Just amazing. But I don't. At least I won't use it yet. Maybe as I go. I don't fly, even though I say this is one of my favorite planes, maybe my top 3, top 2 favorites. I don't fly that often because I'm a GA guy. But anyway, so I'm inclined to use more of it. It'll just make for longer videos, right? Alright, let's see what's next up on this. Batteries on. Confirm generator switches. Let's actually move over here. I can see this better. Generator. I think these are already on now. Well, you just have to turn them on. Yeah, see, they're already on now. So, okay, they're already on. They didn't used to be. Let's see, let me update my checklist actually to say that. There you go. What is next? What's next? APU start already. Alright, come down here, APU start. Flicks on and off, then you come down here and you check down here. This is where your APU goes to stabilize. So as that's booting up, I like to come here now and set up my stuff. Map settings, traffic terrain absolute. So you can do relative to how you are. So like, you know, we're at terrain level, so it's not going to be red. But if I were to back this out, well, come here. Come on. This whole zoom wheel thing moves your screen. See how it's red here? Because these are higher elevation and we're below it. But if we just do absolute, it just tells us, right? Otherwise, let's see, there's something else I like to do with the map. North up, I like to do north up. North up, map sync, yep. I thought there was something else I did with the map settings to make it look like a desert. I don't remember anyway, but weather, you can do weather. So again, you can do the radar if you want. You can do current weather. But I don't think we really have any weather. I'll have to check again, but I think it's just wind. That's what we have to worry about. But anyway, so there we go. So this tells our terrain as it gets darker, it'll get dark brown when we get to the mountains. There we go. See that? And we actually will see these mountains. It looks really freaking cool. Let me reset this view so that I can see it while I zoom in. Oh, come here, come on. We'll start with this view, I think. So anyway, you can do all kinds of stuff. You know, flight plan, you know, which is not unusual again, but you can do more with it and it doesn't crash anymore. It used to crash when you would like scroll it. It was terrible. What else can you do? Procedure, we've done this. And okay, so this is when I tried using this in sim with ATC and it wasn't even available what they told me to do. But we did this now in the flight planning screen. That's why we have something here. you know, standard stuff. Those of you watching my videos, we've done this plane many times before, but now you can do anything you want. Okay, enough of that. Let's see, APU was already started a long time ago, so I set up my PFD and MFD. That's what we just did. Actually, come over here. I like to do wind option 3. Oh, it remembered all my settings from my practice flight. Wow, cool. Because wind option 3 is on, that is on. This should all be the same. Huh. Yeah. Cool. Speed bugs though, we'll turn them all on. That I have to do every time, but interesting. And then we just get the timers ready. Okay. Wow, remembered from last time. I used to have to do all that every single time. Cool. Should give me traffic here somewhere too. Alrighty, on this information screen is very useful. The cast means if there's more stuff below that you can't see. So if there were like 10 alerts, it would be like, you know, 6 more, 5 more, 4 more down. With that down arrow, but there aren't any more. So anyway, here we go. What is next? Confirm APU bleed is normal, which is always on now. APU bleed, yeah. You just have to change that, not anymore. And APU generator, I think, is automatic now. Didn't have to, or that's on already. You just have to flip that on. So they changed the startup to be more realistic, but they also did a lot of it for you now, which kind of bugs me. I like flipping switches. But anyway, external power can turn off because we were using APU. Alright, so starting the engines, make sure that my power lever is to idle. This does have reversers, that's what that is down there. And as far as throttles, we will use, well, I used a version, I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but I used a version of VNAV and auto throttle on my practice flight, and it worked great because then I could do flight level change and stuff, and it kept the speed limit. Everything is awesome. Like when I came below 10,000 feet, it did the speed limit. The only thing is I tried to use auto throttle to see what it would do when you start to stall, because it'll auto throttle so you don't stall, but it still let me crash. So I still crashed like a mile before my landing on my test flight just because I was screwing with auto throttle. So we'll have to see what the hiccups. We'll have to see what happens when when we get there in this video, if we crash or if I can regain control of my aircraft and not crash. Let's see what happens. All right, boost pumps on. Those are here. You can't even see them. They're these right there. And after boost pumps on, we turn the pulse light on because we're going to start the motors, the engines. And then we turn on the engines. So we come down here. We turn this to run. And this works now, and you start it up. And it actually starts now on one try. You used to have to like fidget with these or mess these around for like ever, and then it would finally start. It was so frustrating. But now it starts like it's supposed to. Piece of cake. Are we going to push back, you think? Nah, we won't push back. We'll just run everybody over. I did a push back for my practice flight, but we don't need to for this. Nah. Okay. Let's see, how's this starting up going? It's going. What do we do after that? Oh yeah, we just repeat for left engine. We used to have to do more stuff, and now we don't. So, they actually made a lot of this simpler. Like, they've already flipped on a lot of the flippers for you, and the engine starts up like it's supposed to, and that's like it. Yeah. We do need to set our trim now, though, or else it will not let you take off. See where it says no takeoff? You need flaps down, and you need your trim set in order. Which way are you gonna trim here? Come on. You know, you need a flap set, and you need your trim set for takeoff to work, or else it'll let you taxi, but as soon as you give it throttle, it won't let you. So we'll do this about like that in the middle. At least that's what we'll do for right now. And no standby data. That's because we have to come over here. And you got to flip a new lever now. You got to do the standby power. And that'll take that away. So now it's just boosts are on, which will turn off in a minute. Parking brake, obviously. So we do flaps to take off parking brake. That'll go away. And then everything will be off. Except we're going to do icing. Just because I'd like to do icing. So then we'll have icing warning or anti-ice messages the whole time. But that'll be okay. Alright, everything is running, so now boost pumps can come back to normal, which is down here. I need more presets. There we go. And then APU generator can come off now. That's this one. Thank you. And then we can turn our APU off. just like this, and this should turn off now. It'll wind down. See parking brake, and then flaps will get rid of those messages. But we're going to add some messages. Alright, icing is needed, which we'll do in a minute. So I just want to show you, if we do first set of flaps, and I take off parking brake, see, messages went away. We can take off now. Put on parking brake, you can't take off. But we're going to come over here and do all of our icing, because I just like to. Icing and pitot heat. So now if we come over here, it'll say all icing, all on, and then pitot heat button on. Come on. Thank you. There we go. What's next? Set the window. We did the window. It stayed. Flight plan radio. So flight plan, we were talking about flight plan in the very beginning of the video, but it's all in here if you want to go through it. I'm not going to. Let's get autopilot set up though. No, we're not. Autopilot's before retaxiing. Because ATC has to tell us what we're going to do. So let's do our clearance. That's next on the list. Tune tower. And there's no ATIS. There's no ATIS. So we're just going to have to do what they tell us in terms of barometer and things. And let's do clearance.
Tower Turtle Soup, Tango Tango Tango, 41 IFR, to Jeddah ready to copy.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is cleared to Jeddah Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 17 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 126.7 squawk 0402.
Turtle Soup, Tango Tango Tango, 41, cleared to Jeddah Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 17 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 126.7 squawk 0402.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 read back correct. Contact ground on 118.15. Good day.
Alrighty, my thing started doing hundreds. I don't even know where the hundreds thing is on this altitude thing. Oh, push to get fine-tuned. That's what it is. Right there. It says push to fine-tune. Okay. 10,000 feet, that's what it said, right? 10,000 feet, yep. Alright, they'll tell us our barometers we take off. Let's just do B for barometer now. Now, you can do weather. Remember, they added that several updates ago. You can do this and click METAR. And you select your closest airport, which is going to be this one. And, oh, when I did this yesterday, not yesterday, when I did it for my practice flight, it gave me stuff. But I think you can see it in the FMS. Not here, but somewhere in here. Is it here? You can get your weather. You can get the METAR from here. I don't remember where it is, but it's in there, I promise. Anyway, let's set up autopilot. So the normal way to do it, flight director, set your altitude. I was doing vertical speed at first. So we'll start with that because that's what I know best. I got 2550 written down for best climb out, but I don't know if that's true. And then we do nav, right? Because we're going to follow the GPS, which is already set here. And then what I did yesterday is I did VNAV. My version of it is not the right way to do it, but I got it to work. And then I did flight level change from my flight level changes or my altitude changes, and it worked amazingly. And what it does, if you come down here, even without setting it up properly, if you do your climb, it'll climb at 270 knots, and it'll be careful of the speed limits for you. And then when you cruise, it'll go as fast as it can. And when you descend, it'll descend at that rate, which is insane. It was like 7,000 feet per minute, but whatever. And then it does the speed limits for you. So I don't have it all filled in so that it'll like do everything, like all the changes, whatever. But ATC gives me changes anyway. But what it does do is it mines my speed for me, because then I use auto throttle. And it was awesome. All the way down to just about before I was going to land. It was awesome. And then, like I said, with auto throttle, the auto throttle cut out and I crashed. But whatever, as long as I can override auto throttle when we try to land this time, I'll be fine. But if auto throttle won't let me override, then I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out. Okay, anyway, there we go. So we got our clearance, we got our autopilot set up, we did the speed bugs already, nav sources are already FMS. Don't have to change that. And I think we're good to go. So let's get ready to taxi already. So let's turn on all these things. And let's get our taxi clearance. Flaps already down because I was showing you something. Request taxi.
Ground turtle soup, Tango Tango Tango, 41, ready to taxi, IFR.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi to and hold short of runway 17 via taxiway. Contact tower on 118.15 when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway 17, using taxiway, Turtle Soup Tango Tango Tango, 41.
Alrighty, so let's hop out here, and we do have a taxi ribbon, and we're going to go that way. So, we're going to take parking brake off, and we're going to give ourselves some juice here. Look out, I'm sorry everybody. Oh, yep, duck. There we go, that worked just slick. Fortunately, you don't have collisions if you run into people. Very nice, okay. So, let's see here. The way the video is going to work is I'm going to be with you for most of the climb out. I mean, I'll cut parts of it, or else this will be a 3-hour video, but for the climb out, I'll be with you, and I'll just, you know, keep the most exciting parts. And then once you get to cruise, we'll do some sightseeing with some sightseeing music. And then as ATC has us start coming down, I'll be with you for the descent and the approach and the landing. So very straightforward. The only difference is I'm going to be with you for more of the climb out than normal. Because if it's anything like they did during my practice flight, there's a lot going on and it's kind of interesting. But we'll see. We'll see what I end up editing. Because that's the future. Oh, it's so nice to not have a tail dragger right now because I can hit the brakes and not smack the front down. I've been flying so many tail draggers. But anyway, as we taxi, the next world update has been announced, Oceania, plus the polls. There will be 3 bush trips, which I will be recording, hopefully super close to when they're released. One of them is Hawaii, which I'm not terribly excited about because one of the missions was spending several hours flying around Hawaii, so we'll be doing that again, which means that'll be my 3rd rather significant Hawaiian flight series in the simulator, which is kind of funny. But there will be a Hawaii one. I can't remember what the other 2 were, but I mean, I'm sure they'll be great, but they're not as exciting as I was hoping. Like, I thought there'd be like a South Pole one or something, but there isn't. Alright, here we go. We should be able to trigger the clearance. Here we go. Yep.
Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 at runway 17, ready for departure, IFR, to Jeddah.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 altimeter 29.72 wind 116 at Niner. Cleared for takeoff runway 17.
Cleared for takeoff runway 17, Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, landing lights on. I did the barometer again. Taxi lights off. Standby power on. I already did that. I should move that up in my list. Note to self. Move that up in my list. Confirm flaps. Yes, 1 flap down. What else? Trim and green. It is. Start the timer, which will start here. And put my yoke back in. There's my other yoke in. It is. Yes, we come over here. We release parking brake. And there we go. We just have the anti-ice warnings. And here we go. Taxi on out. And then we will take off. And it should be pretty straightforward. We'll see if VNAV really works. I know I'm not using it completely the way you're supposed to, but we're going to just try it. And then we use auto throttle. Again, maybe not completely the way you're supposed to, but we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. And hopefully it doesn't make us crash. But we'll see. So here we go. Pretty easy to take this thing off. It's very, 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 very fast. If you want to be realistic with your speed limits, you need to be very, very careful because you'll be over that speed limit within seconds and things like that. So up we go. We'll engage autopilot almost immediately and then auto throttle almost immediately, and it's going to take off all on its own. Okay, my trim was set so that it took off all by itself. Brakes to stop the wheels, gears coming in, flaps coming in, and that's a really steep ascent. And we'll immediately engage autopilot and we'll immediately come down here and engage auto throttle. There we go. So it'll fly us.
Tango, Tango,
Yep.
Tango, for 1 contact Bahrain Center on 126.7. Good day.
126.7 for Turtle Soup Tango, Tango, Tango 41.
There you go. See, it's minding our speed limit at this altitude by the airport. It'll climb to it'll raise to 250 in a moment. We're going to climb at 2,500 feet because I told it to. And I guess maybe I could do a little more than that. But for right now, yeah, let's do a little bit more. Just because we can. And then when we get our next flight level, we'll actually do flight level change and see how that works. But otherwise, we're doing everything the way you would in real life. We've got the FMS planned for the most part. Auto throttle is minding the speed limit. VNAV, so it minds the speed limit. And now we just do this for the next 2 hours or something. And then, let's see why I normally do GA, because set it and forget it, right? But I wanted to do this flight. I wanted to do it with you because it's actually an incredibly gorgeous, gorgeous flight. It's incredible. So I can't wait for us to get to cruise to show you. But we're going to stick it a little bit. See, there we go. We're away from the airport, so it's going to do 250 for the speed limit. See the bug there? And we're just going to climb to 10,000, and we'll get instructions. And once we get instructions, we'll do flight level change. Oh, we had two in the center.
Bahrain Center Turtle Soup Tango, Tango, Tango 41 is at 5,200 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
Turtle Soup Tango, 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 for 1 Bahrain Center altimeter 29.70. Continue to Kinib as planned. Turtle Soup Tango, 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 for 1 climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Turtle Soup Tango, Tango, Tango 41.
Alright, I'm not going to have to do flight level change because you weren't even at our first altitude yet. So we'll just go up to
Audio
16,000.
117 tree climb and maintain flight level 180.
That's not us. There will be a lot of traffic. There's so much traffic. Real life traffic when I did my practice flight. It was insane. But anyway, let's look outside if we can. So there we go. We're looking over Bahrain right now. Let me get a screenshot of this because that's pretty dang cool. There we go. So there's Bahrain. Airport right behind us. Formula 1 track right behind the tail there of the engine. And over here is Qatar. I think that's how you say that. This is Qatar here. And then Kuwait is, well, we will be able to see Kuwait when we get in the air. But there you go. Isn't that cool? Super gorgeous. Let's pop inside here and let's see what it looks like out the window. Let's see what the passengers get to see, but we don't have passenger views in this. But there you go. Looking good. Climbing out. What are we at? 11,000. They'll give us another flight level change in just a minute here, and we'll be ready. I am nervous about the auto throttle thing though, because whenever you try to override it, it just flashes and stuff. So I hope when we go to land, it's actually disengaged so we don't crash. I think. I'm nervous about that because my practice flight didn't work out at the landing, so we'll have to see. Anyway, it should give us another flight level change in just a moment here. Alrighty, we can turn off landing lights now. We're above 10,000. There it is.
Tango for 1 climb and maintain flight level 260.
260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260. Turtle Soup Tango, Tango, Tango 41.
Then we'll do flight level change. And it's going to go to 270. So whatever this will be to get us 270, that's what it's going to do. So 7,000, 8,000 feet per minute. Okay. I guess we have to say that's realistic because that's what it's deciding for us. That's what it's deciding for us, is to get 270. See the bug? Whatever. That's how that works. Alrighty, let's see, anything else? I was going to say something else, I forgot. But anyway, VNAV is new for us, flight level change is new for us. So we're doing some new things. Startup procedure is new for us. Gosh. I was going to say something just before ATC started talking to me. It was actually interesting too, I promise. Oh well. You know, you can see the highways down there. And Kuwait is right there. We're further away than we were when I did my practice flight, but it's right there. And we are leaving the Persian Gulf behind us. There's the Persian Gulf. Of course, when I was a teenager, the Persian Gulf was an extremely huge deal because of events, world events that were happening at the time.
Radio 172 descend and maintain flight
So,
level 360.
I'm
Keep
very,
speed
very
not above
familiar with the Persian Gulf.
230 knots.
It's nice to be flying here, though. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Every part of the world is beautiful. Look at the sand dunes down there. That's what this is. These are sand dunes. Is that something? That's so cool to see from the air. They're so big that they look, you can see them from the air. I mean, you can see some of them from space, but still. Anyway, we do have some clouds. Hopefully it's not too cloudy, because the terrain is amazing. If it does get too cloudy, I will turn the clouds off, just because it's amazing to see the terrain. I did have world weather my entire practice flight, but there weren't any clouds. And I still can't remember what the heck I was going to say. Anyway, we should be getting a new flight level change here any second.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 climb and maintain flight level 320.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 20 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Radio 172 descend and maintain flight level 360. Keep speed not above 230 knots.
So again, flight level change will keep us to 270 and climb at whatever rate gets us 270. Oh, I should hit barometer again because we're above 18,000 feet. There we go. And we're not quite at cruise, but it will be icing as needed, which will keep it on just because. What is OHC? The outside air temperature, OAT. I thought it was down here. Ground speed is down here. Wind is down here. I thought timer, okay, timer shows now. I thought it gave us outside air temperature down here. I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere. I just can't find it without knowing where to look. Maybe it's over here?
Radio 172 descend and maintain
Anyway,
flight level 360.
whole point is I want to keep
speed
icing
not
on
above 230
into the
knots.
clouds. And landing lights off, turned that off a long time ago, standard barometer, then monitor things. So I'm still going to stick with you until we get to cruise, which I think it's 41,000 feet or something like that. So no sightseeing yet. Just bear with me a couple more minutes here until we get to our cruise altitude clearance. And of course, the only downside of pre-planning our approach on the planning screen is if the weather changes on our way there, which it could, given the length of this flight, then we're not flying or not landing in the best direction. But like I said, when I did my practice flight, they gave me an approach that I couldn't find in the FMS, so that was kind of annoying. So anyway, still waiting for our clearance here to get to cruise. Who is that man behind the curtain? Why, it's the tall turtle. Cabin altitude. Okay, so yeah, looks like it does our pressure automatically. That's good.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 80 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Okay, still not at cruise though, because cruise is going to be 41 to 44,000. And the auto throttle will put us right up against overspeed. Auto throttle will also keep you from overspeeding if you're flying manually and you overspeed. Auto throttle will keep you back. Auto throttle will also keep you from stalling, except in my case when it did stall with auto throttle and I crashed, but whatever. Anyway, a couple minutes yet, we'll get to cruise and then we'll cut to sightseeing, but we've got such a long trip, there's no need to hurry into sightseeing. Plus, I want to show you all this stuff. This stuff is so gorgeous up here. So, bear with me another couple minutes here. In the meantime, let's look outside together. Looking back at the Gulf, there is Bahrain, small island country, Qatar, which is a peninsula country, and then Kuwait. Well, the clouds are in the way now, but there's Kuwait. And then there are a few good-sized cities we may cross over. We might be a little south of them with this flight plan, but there are some cities to see, so when we get to them, I'll try to point them out and say, or try to keep the sightseeing edited so that you see them, if we can, depending on clouds and where we are on the flight path. It's just so gorgeous to see these desert communities down there. That's just crazy. Just crazy.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 climb and maintain flight level 440. Climb and maintain flight level 440 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, clearance to climb to flight level 440, so we are going to go up to cruise. Oh, this is so much more realistic to do it this way. I love it. But flight level change at 270, well, basically, you know, the equivalent of 270 for altitude. So it's going to take us a while to get up there, but that's okay. So that's cruise. So the plan now is to have sightseeing until we start our descent. So I'm going to take an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it's going to be. I'm going to take that, reduce it down to a couple minutes for you with some sightseeing music. I don't think we're going to go too old school on the music. I think we're going to do like middle-aged on the music. And then I need to record more music, don't I? But anyway, anything else? I'm trying to catch people up who don't see my regular videos in case they only watch push trips. So sightseeing with music. I'll see you at the descent and approach. These videos, because it took us, well, before editing, it took me 49 minutes to get to this point. I know some people would cut the video now, then part 2 would be cruise and descent, but I don't like splitting up flight videos. I figure people can just pause them and watch the rest later if they have to, but cutting them up, you watch this and you gotta wait a couple days to see the end of the flight, so I don't like to cut them up. So this entire flight will be in this video. You can see the train change. We're gonna enter the mountains soon here. The entire flight will be in this video. It'll be over an hour, but that's okay. More complicated airplanes and more complicated flights have more complicated videos. So descent and approach will be edited down, of course, but I'll see you then. So enjoy the roads, the mountains, or our mountains, the train changes, the background music, and enjoy the cruise. Sit back and relax. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, we got our first descent instructions. So flight level 320. Flight level change, and the VNAV will keep us at 300 or so with our auto throttle. See how it's moving the bug there. So everything will be fine. Don't need to worry about anything. So pretty soon they'll give us, yeah, that's 150 nautical miles out. That's about right. So let's zoom out once. 150. Yep, it's just past either ring, just past our destination. So that is appropriate for a descent. We will get our instructions down in this area, but we already have them because we did the flight planning in the flight planning screen before we started the flight. So I don't need to change anything. We're just going to let the autopilot take us all the way around and close to the airport. Once we intercept the RNAV stuff, we will simply hit approach on the autopilot right here, and it could bring us all the way to the ground if I let it, but it'll smash us into the ground because it's not really an auto land. So we'll kill autopilot around minimums and land by hands.
Tango for 1 contact Jeddah Center on 1 tree 4 decimal tree. Good day.
1 tree 4 decimal tree for Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Airbus 420 climb and maintain flight level 190.
Jeddah Center Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is passing flight level tree 9 or 5, descending flight level tree 20.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Jeddah Center. Continue to Vutex as planned.
Alrighty, remember it said, what did it say in the flight planning screen? 1 hour and 36 minutes or 1 hour 28 minutes? Anyway, it's been 2 hours so far. Look, 2 hours since we had wheels up, and we still have another hour to go, or 45 minutes to go. So yeah, I don't know where they got their plan time, but look, it's been 2 hours wheels up. So anyway, I knew it wasn't crazy when I thought it was like a 3-hour flight last time, or whatever I said, 2:45 in my practice, but we'll find out the actual time when we land. So anyway, it's all automated, as I was trying to say, because I forgot what I was saying until we were interrupted. Everything's automated. I'm just going to give us our flight level changes as we get them from ATC. Autopilot will keep our heading and our path and our approach and everything and our speed, and we'll just hit approach on the autopilot when we're about to intercept the RNAV, and then we'll land by hand. Hopefully the auto throttle won't screw me up and crash me like it did in my practice. We'll find out together, so stay tuned for that. So anyway, we'll go back to sightseeing now. I'm just going to do what autopilot tells me to do during sightseeing, and when we get to the approach, that's when you'll hear me again. So hopefully you enjoy the quick update. Enjoy the mountains coming up. We will see mountains way over here. We'll actually be below the mountain height pretty soon. It's really cool. So enjoy, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Airbus Echo 40 climb and maintain flight level 210.
Alright, we've descended through 18,000 feet, so let's hit the barometer to reset it, which didn't reset a whole lot, but there's some change there. Let's also come up and turn on our landing lights right now. And spoilers auto-arm themselves. We don't have to do anything with spoilers anymore. So it's just gear down and flaps down when it's time to touch down, and that's it. So let's enjoy some sights. Also, it's hitting this. It's not me they're talking to, right? No. Sorry. Nope. That will be us soon, though. Anyway, 250 is the speed limit under 10,000, but for some reason they gave us the speed limit now at 250, which is totally okay. I am not going to complain about that, but keep changing the barometer. Yep. Landing lights on. There we go. Okay. So it's just flaps and gear as appropriate. Hopefully the autopilot takes us out and around like it's supposed to. Look, give us a clearance soon. The airport is right here in front of us in the fog somewhere. This is beautiful because when I flew my test flight, it was perfectly clear. So this is going to be really cool. So now we just gear down, flaps down when we need to, and hit approach on the autopilot when we need to, and kill autopilot before we land. Hopefully auto throttle won't screw me up like during my practice. Anyway, there's the mountains I told you we'd be below. If you look on the map, they're quite high and far away. There they are, way down there. But we can see them from here. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. So now we're just gonna look at some scenery while we can here. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Whoop. Wrong. Ah! I forgot I can't use my yoke to do the drone. Ever since an update a couple updates ago, it connected the controls. But anyway, looking around, checking out the terrain as we're pretty close to the ground now. Beautiful weather in Jeddah. Oh, look at that, looking back at the mountains. I mean, those are pretty high mountains. Not as high as those, but pretty high. Sun will be setting soon in this part of the world. We are using real world weather, of course. Oh, that's us.
Good day. Saudia 1122 climb and maintain 15,000 feet. Saudia
123.8 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Jeddah approach Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is passing 11,200 feet, descending 8,000 feet.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Jeddah approach altimeter 29.87. Continue to D053P as planned.
Okie dokie. We got 215 so far on wheels up. Long flight. It'll be about 2.5, probably about 240 by the time we actually land. Yeah, autopilot's doing its thing. And we're just gonna listen to ATC. Look at that community down there. And hit approach when it's time. Gears and flaps when it's time. I don't know how that's going to work with the auto throttle though, because we can't get flaps out when it's too fast. So maybe we'll have to turn off auto throttle before gear and flaps, or else we'll be going too fast. I didn't think of that. What did I do last time? No, I was able to put flaps out with auto throttle. I don't know. Anyway, look around a few more times here. Can I get a better screenshot for my thumbnail, do you think? Probably not, but I'm trying. Beautiful, just beautiful. What a beautiful flight. Look at the big highway down there. And some more water. Oh, where's my reset button? There it is. There we go. Looking into Jeddah, beyond the fog, into the Red Sea. And we'll see how this goes with the fog. It's going to be quite an interesting landing. We should have chosen the ILS probably instead of the RNAV, but that's fine. Just because ILS might have lower minimums maybe. I don't know without looking at the chart, but... Alright, 3 minutes to heat... Oh, now what? 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Still doing flight level change, still have the speed limit. Still not sure how gear... Oh, there's gear there maybe? No. ground. I don't know what that means. I can't see. My eyes aren't that good to see what this says. Something's, I don't know what it says. But yeah, we'll need to slow down eventually. So we'll have to figure that out, I guess, when the time comes. Otherwise, we're just looking around and listening to ATC and managing an aircraft. Of course, if things get too confusing and I get confused, I'll just hand fly it in, because it's, you know, if you don't understand the computer, it's easier just to hand fly. But I want to use the computer as much as I can. That's kind of the point for a flight like this. Just look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh, you can see an airplane landing out there into the fog. This is awesome. Just hopefully the RNAV will take us down low enough to see the runway, because we kind of need that. We need visual at the very end. Wow, look at that. Just beautiful. I love when we're below the train. Those are pretty big mountains in the distance too. We're not going to hit the ground, right? No, we're just going to come down to 3 grand at a really high speed. I'm sure there's a way I can tell it to slow down.
4 miles east. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNAV runway tree for right approach via Itoma transition. Cleared to Itoma.
Keep speed not above 210 knots. Expect RNAV runway tree for right approach via Itoma transition. Cleared to Itoma, Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
So with auto throttle, how do we tell it to not go above 210 knots? Right? I guess I would have to put that in the FMS at some place, right? I'd have to come down here and somehow tell it to not go above...
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 descend and maintain 2,100 feet.
Wait. 210, it says right there. So, what's this? Okay, this is coming down. What did it say now?
Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Okay. They won't let us do flight level change. Won't let us do anything. Why won't it let us do vertical? There you go. I was going to do it this way. Descend to 2100. I'm getting really nervous. It has my speed though, so there we go. 2,100 feet. Can I do gear down yet? We're about to turn onto final, right?
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. You are 13 miles southeast of Jeddah. Contact Jeddah Tower on 124.3 when inbound.
Tower on 124.3. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Look at this like skyline stuff out there and trees. Don't hit anything.
Jeddah Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 4112 miles southeast inbound RNAV runway tree 4 right approach.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 Jeddah Tower. Altimeter 29.83 wind tree 26 at 16. Cleared RNAV runway tree for right approach.
Cleared RNAV runway tree for right approach. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Right. Got gear down. Oh, those are buildings, not trees. Oh my. That's amazing. Look at that. This approach is amazing, but I can't see anything. So we'll see how this goes. Oh man. Okay, so RNAV should be picked up on here pretty soon, and then we'll do approach on the computer. I got gear down. We'll do flaps in a minute. And then... I don't know. Is this gear flaps? I don't know. It's all different now, which is totally okay, but I did do some reading up on it, but not as much as I could have. I mean, like I said, if we have to hand fly, then we will. I just was hoping to do with the computer as much as we could. Look at the nice highway, Red Sea, Jeddah. Alright, here we go. Basically straight in from here. Oh, there we go. Let's hit approach right now, because we're intercepting it. There we go. Coming down. Bam. Nice. What is auto throttle going to do? Can I do flaps, or are we going too fast? Okay, so computer's bringing us in. That's amazing. I just don't like our speed right now. I feel like our speed is too fast.
Turtle Soup Tango Tango Tango
to land runway tree, 4 right turtle soup tango, tango tango 41.
I think I can just kill autopilot. Can I do throttle if I just move? Okay, if I move the throttle, it auto throttle is now flashing. So let's see what happens here. What if I bring back throttle? Okay, it is slowing us down. Okay, good. Okay, when you just bump the throttle and it kills auto throttle, so perfect. So, computer is doing the descent and everything. All I'm doing is, what does that say? I don't know what TA means. I got to do some reading. All I'm doing is I am controlling my speed with the throttle. Computer's doing everything else. Full flaps now. Runway's not in sight, but we'll do the best we can. Yeah. It will turn red when we get to stall speed, so as long as I stay above the red. There's the white down there. Yellow, okay, we're going to stay above that. Oh boy, oh boy. And then I'll turn off autopilot right before we touch down. Spoilage automatic, there are reversers, so as soon as we touch down I can engage reversers. There we go. It is so windy. What's the wind say? 26 knots from the left. Holy googly moogly. There's a runway, I think. Is that the runway? Runway's in sight, I think. Yes, it is right there. We have runway in sight. This is going to be scary, everybody. Bear with me. But we can do it. We can do this. Look at this. The wind is insane. 26 knots, light crossing from the left. So left wing down, right rudder to compensate. Left main will touch first, then right main. And then nose wheel, and then slam on the brakes. That's the procedure for crosswind. It's such a crazy wind. Okay, so we need, oh boy. We need to do touchdown speed plus gusts. It is gusting so bad. So we got to keep our speed up. Alright, here we go. Autopilot, disengage. Where are you? And here we go. Okay, we're flying it in by hand. Wish me luck. We're gonna need it. Need all the luck we can get. And here we go. Come on down. It's a jet, so we're not gonna kill throttles. We're just gonna bring them back slowly and let it. Oh boy, we're stalling. Because of course we are. Okay, come on. Come on. Nice touchdown, please. Nice touchdown. You can do it. Nice touch. It's so windy. This is insane. Oh. That was horrible. Reversers. Wow, we stopped on a dime. That was cool. What does that say? Oh, the pitot heat is on. Yeah, I know pitot heat is on. Let me just go over here. Whoops. And turn everything off. Actually, let's do it like this. Here we go. I'll keep everything else on. How we get off here. Exit when able. I don't know where we're going. Let's head that direction. Oh, I have it. Oh, the taxi ribbon is up already. Man, I'm so bummed about that landing because it was going really, really, really well considering the insane wind. And then, I know. Yep, I know. And then just when I was about to touch down, the ground effects took over, which was fine. But then I was too slow when ground effects took over. If you go back and watch, I was a little too slow, so I stalled about 9 feet, 8 feet, 5 feet above the runway, which is not what you're supposed to do. So that was bad. I mean, we could walk away from it, but that was pretty bad. I feel stupid, but that's okay. Given that insane wind, it just... So I don't know, if I had redid it again, I would keep my speed up until I touched down because of those gusts and things. So that was my problem. I went too slow for the gusts. So I was okay until gusts and ground effects, and then I was too slow and stalled. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go. Let's finish this up here.
Tango 41.
Ground to gates.
Jeddah ground turtle soup tango 41 request taxi to the gate.
Turtle Soup Tango 41 taxi to gate 275 using taxiway November 5 November Romeo cross runway tree for right Romeo Mike Alpha Lima Victor Hotel Bravo Kilo.
Taxiing to gate 275 using taxiway November 5 November Romeo cross runway tree for right Romeo Mike Alpha Lima Victor Hotel Bravo Kilo Turtle Soup Tango 41.
Alright, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Flight time on that. I did the taxi lights off, turned the other ones off. Flaps are coming in. And now we just park this thing in the fog. I'm still kicking myself over that landing because there's no excuse for that. But I will say that was a pretty advanced landing with the gusts and the wind like that. It was pretty ridiculous. So I shouldn't be too upset. But I should also be able to handle a landing like that too just fine. But anyway, I haven't flown this thing in a long time. So like I said, not going to beat a dead horse more than I have. Let's just get to the gates, which we can't even see because it's so foggy. But it's really fun. You think I can stay on the taxi line if I look around a little bit? Look at that, beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. This is so cool. Anyway, you're obviously watching the video post-edit, but I've got 3 hours of video to sort through. This is a 3-hour evening for me. Pretty late, but I love it. It's nice to be taking a break from Forza so I can put my efforts into flight sim now. Now that I'm done with those bush trips for now, there will be more coming up soon. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm hoping to do a lot more flight sim videos now, and then more Minecraft too. Now that I'm done obsessing over Forza Horizon 5, the expansion pack did come out, but it's the rally pack. I'm not really that crazy about it yet. So, flight sim in Minecraft it should be. And then once the new Forza Motorsport comes out later this year, then I'll be obsessing over that. So anyway, I see buildings up ahead. I think that's where we're headed. We'll have to see. They're probably giving us the most circuitous route possible because when I did this in my test flight, I needed to go from A to B, was probably 100 yards away, and they took me around the entire airport. So we'll see where we end up here. Alright, it looks like we found our gate after that long taxi. The wind is so crazy, it was really hard to control this thing. Also because I was going too fast, probably. Those of you with keen eyes will notice the auto spoilers kept engaging. That's because my throttle was back, but I was going like over 35 knots, I think it was. And part of that could have been the wind pushing me too. But it's so windy. Look at this, it's hard to go straight, it's so windy. Anyway, that person wants me to go over there instead of on the line. Okay, fine, if that's what you want me to do. Okay, and stop, I will. There we go. And parking brake set. Okie dokie, let's see. Parking brake set, all the ice and stuff off already. Did that external power on? It is available, so we do not need to use the APU today or this evening. All lights off except the tail flood. And we'll turn that off as well. Engine stop. I think all of this you have to do is just hit stop now, I think that's all it is now. Generators off. That's these things. There we go. That can go off as well. All of this stuff is always on now. It just does it automatically. And then the battery's off. And there we go. People can deplane. We're on... why is it telling me to do that? We are on external power. But when we're all done, we can turn the tail flood off. And then we can turn the external power off and we'll go dark. There we go. Let's hop outside. Check out the view. Looks gorgeous. So hopefully you enjoyed it. This was way more exciting than I thought it would be. Way better than my practice flight. I love the weather. Love the scenery. The landing, whatever. given the conditions, I'm fine. The rarity that I landed this and the conditions that we had to land in, whatever, we walked away from it. Any landing you can walk away from is a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe so you know what comes up next. If you have a flight you would like me to fly, leave it in the comments below. Only using default aircraft, of course. And there you go. You'll find out what's next when I find out what's next. Hopefully you're subscribed so you know, and I'll see you next time.